folks, thanks for tuning in. I'm Mike with Off-Road Stuff, and today my guest is Eric. And Eric, why don't you tell us about your Jeep you got here, buddy?
Hi there, again, I'm Eric Bailey. This is my 2020 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon Edition. Comes with front and rear lockers, 4-to-1 transfer case, disconnecting sway bar, lots of off-road goodies, electronics, front view camera, I don't know if you can see that here, and a few other things we'll be going over tonight with Mike.
Now, Eric, sounds like you know a lot about these things. How do you know so much about these?
Well, one, I worked for Malahi Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Paso Robles. Plus, I've been four-wheeling with Jeeps since about 1991.
All right, so that's a couple years under your belt.
Yeah, one or two.
All right, well, we're gonna get over here, take a look around, and see what you got. All right, Eric, I'm looking here, and your tire and your lift setup here doesn't look stock. Can you tell me what you got going on here?
Well, I've installed the Mopar 2-inch lift, which comes with, of course, springs. It comes with 1/4-inch longer front control arms down there to fix any caster angle that needs to be done after you lift it. It also comes with Fox 2.5-inch diameter shocks.
Wow.
Whereas the stock Rubicon comes with a 2-inch, so they upgrade to 2.5.
Right. And those actually even have the Jeep little logo, I guess you'd say, is on there. So those are a true factory upgrade.
Correct. And they're covered under your basic warranty for 2 years, along with your regular 3-year 36 or 560 warranties.
Right. This ain't a sales pitch or anything, buddy, but you know, it is what it is, and the facts are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you got some bigger tires on here?
Yes, I went to a Pathfinder 315/70/17, which are considered a metric 35. They're actually more like 34.5, but who's counting? Not me.
Right. Now, have you done anything with this to check your clearance issue? Any articulation testing or anything?
I haven't done any full articulation. I've had it out in our local trails, and one of our trails, Los Chichis, has a lot of up and down, where you come up, then you get a crest over, and it's got some drainage ditches, and you do twist, and I've never had a clearance issue. When I first got the vehicle completely stock, the truck used to drag over the top of the hills.
Oh, right.
So that is one of the reasons why I went with the larger tires and the 2-inch lift. Now there is no clearance issues at all.
I was just wondering because I've heard guys that have claimed to be able to run a bigger tire on here. I didn't know what your perspective on that was.
Jeep, at first, when they first came out with the Gladiator, and in 2018 when they came out with the new JL Rubicon Wrangler, stated you could put a 35 on the vehicle right away from your dealership. I've heard that some people have some rubbing issues depending on the brand of tire.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, let's see the inside of this thing, Eric.
Okay, let's go ahead and start it up. Watch the...
Oh yeah, there's a little Jeep that runs across there.
Mm-hmm. And it goes from a flat fender to the new modern one, and it says since 1941 right here.
Oh, so it changes as it goes across. There you go. The evolution of the Jeep right there on your dashboard.
Yep.
All right. So let's check out this little heads up.
Okay, we're going to hit apps. Okay. And it takes about a minute for the screen to come up. We're going to go over here. Okay, it's not up yet. It takes about a minute.
Okay, well, while that's coming up,
we have our radio controls on, off, volume. We have front defroster. We have rear window defroster. Temperature high and low. Again, temperature high and low. We have different modes for your AC. We have recirc. We have AC. We have our scan and our search buttons for our radio.
Okay.
Off button or auto, and a fan control knob.
Well, real quick, what some people may not understand is on the recirc, the nice thing about that is, so like if you're out on a dusty type trail, you want to flip the AC on and you want to flip it to recirc so that you're not sucking in all that dirty, nasty trail air. Is that correct?
That is correct. And also, all these modern Jeeps now have an air filter called the cabin air filter.
Right.
And it's replaceable.
Right.
But if you have the windows up on recirc, your cabin filter will last twice as long because you're inside the vehicle.
You're correct.
But if you put it on outside air and you're in dusty road, it will dust up pretty quick.
Right, and essentially it acts just like the air filter for your engine. It's going to get all that super nasty, dusty, dirty stuff. So
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Then we have our 12-volt outlet. We have our window switches. And we can turn off the back ones in case you don't want you got little kids.
Oh, right,
little
right.
kids
So
like
it's
to
kind of like the same as the door locks situation, but they're
Correct.
just locks for the window, right?
We have our media port.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have our rear locker, a front locker, off-road plus, which start when you're in 4 low, it'll start you off in first gear. And you can also play with it for different terrains.
Okay.
And you have your sway bar disconnect.
Right, right.
Okay. We're going to set the off-road pages. It may take about a minute to load. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool.
Right. Okay. There we go. As you can see, there's our steering angle, so it's telling us which way we're turning this.
Right, so it shows the wheels actually moving.
Right. Right now, it's telling us the sway bar is connected because we're in 2-wheel drive. The front axle is unlocked. The rear axle is unlocked, and the transfer case is in 2 high. If we take the shifter and put it in 4 high, it's now in 4 high.
Okay.
And it shows that the transfer case is locked.
Right. So there's it's kind of foolproof as far as knowing if you're in or not.
Then, of course, you've got your longitude and latitude right there.
Okay, so your GPS coordination.
Coordinate, yes.
Coordinates.
Yes. And then your
altitude. Right.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put it into neutral. And we're going to put this into 4 low. As you can see, where transfer case is in 4 low. It's telling us it's in 4 low. If you're to look over here, it'll also tell you again you're in 4 low.
Oh, right.
Okay. And it also tells you that the analog brakes are off now because you don't want analog brakes in 4 low.
Right. Yeah,
and it also, there's a telltale that comes off for about 10 seconds. It's gone already.
Okay.
It tells you your stability control is off now too.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and hit the sway bar.
Okay.
And that, we may have to wiggle the vehicle a little bit. But we're going to try to get the sway bar to disconnect. You can see, there it is, sway bar. It's telling us a telltale right there.
Right.
And it's disconnected.
Now it's disconnected.
Okay, we're going to lock the rear locker. And it's now locked. And you can see the lock symbol there.
Right.
The transfer case is locked. You can see the little yellow telltale telling us that the sway bar is disconnected. Now, we're going to go climb a big hill. And it's steep, and we need all the traction we can get. We're going to lock the front locker. And now the front locker is locked. There's your telltale there, and there. Everything's locked.
All right. So.
And now you want to know how hot your engine's running, or you want to know how much oil pressure you have. We go to accessory gauges. Our coolant temp's 183. Our oil temp's 154. Battery voltage is 14.1 in charging. Temp's a low 105. Oil pressure is 30 psi.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Okay, we're on a hill, and we're kind of feeling uneasy. We're kind of off camber, and you're kind of not sure where you're at. So we have pitch and roll.
There you go. So it kind of tells you exactly where you're at and versus what you think you're at.
Right, right. So pitch is going down or uphill. Roll is whether you're off camber left or right. And that might be able to indicate, hey, you know, maybe I'm a little over here. I may have a problem.
Right, right. You might want to rethink that that situation right there.
And how many times have you come up crested over a trail and you're like, I can't see the trail?
Right.
Trail cam.
That's cool. That right there is the front camera. So the little red hooks on either side would basically be either side of the front license plate. And then the yellow lines on the ground, those are your projected tracks basically, and they move with your steering wheel, kind of like the backup cams do.
Correct.
So that's really cool. A lot of times, like you said, you might be cresting a hill and you're not quite sure what's on the other side. That can be very useful. You don't know if does the road make a really sharp right or left turn, or you know, is a steep drop or something like that.
And the other thing is, you see a little icon saying clean cam. You've been
Okay.
out in the boonies with your buddy, and your buddy just dusted you. Well, you can go clean cam, and it'll
That's cool.
throw some water on it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
really neat.
So we have to back up on a trail real quick, or we want to know if our buddy is down behind us. We can see if our buddy's down behind us.
Oh, and you don't
okay.
even have to put it in reverse.
Right, you know, and you look out the window, you may not be able to see. Let's say you got something in the back of your truck, and you need to see what's behind you.
Right.
You can hit that while you're in off-road.
Right, so if you got some cargo back there blocking your rear view mirror.
Correct, correct. You got your tent, all your
Yeah.
camping gear. You can't.
And like
really
I said,
see.
in most vehicles, you know, by now most vehicles do have backup cameras, but you have to be in reverse in order to use it.
Correct.
And this one lets you select front or rear, regardless of what gear you're in.
Right. So we'll go back out of here. We'll go ahead and back out of the off-road pages. Go back to our main screen. Then, of course, you got Travel Link, Projection Manager, Wi-Fi, all the good stuff. We've got navigation pages, so where to go, where do you want to go? You want to go to address, point of interest, you want to go on a trip, where's the nearest intersection, favorites, recent trip, you know, your work, home, put in a phone number, geo coordinates, all sorts of good things. Or you can also put in there's some things for food places too.
Oh, right. So restaurants and stuff like that.
Right, and we view map. There's our map of the area where we're at, and we can
It's a little bright. I'm not sure if that's going to come in very. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we
If we
can
get a little closer. That's
yeah
better.
we can zoom out. Okay, well we're here, and we want to go here, so we know which trail to go.
Right. That's it's real similar to
Yeah.
the apps that are like on your phone.
Yep.
So, well,
Yep.
that's really cool.
Mhm.
And I was looking at this dash, and that color is really cool, and it's kind of like a satin flat, kind of, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's gives it a real kind of machine metallic-y kind of sheen to it.
Right.
It's a little different. It's not just your old gloss or matte
Right.
black.
And all Rubicons when they went to the JL and the JT. JL is the 2018 and newer Wrangler. The JT is the 2020 Jeep Gladiator truck.
Oh, okay.
But they all come with that because from the doors forward, they're Wrangler. From the back into the back doors, from that is truck.
Right. I see you got a phone mount right there.
Yep, it comes off so I can swap it to other vehicles.
Those are pretty handy like that.
Yep, and that way you're safe.
Yeah.
And it's got all the phone controls, so we can
There you
call
go.
different
Yeah.
people.
And then you just do your little buttons over there on the steering wheel. And
Right.
that-
Right. We have audio buttons on the back for presets and all that. Same with both sides. I can call, hang up from here. I can do voice search. I can scroll through here.
Right.
I can see my vehicle information, kind of like what you saw in here earlier, but
It's
this
just
is just singled out.
Right. A little
Okay.
simpler, quicker
Right.
version.
I can run down here. I can see that there's a mini version of my off-road page and a mini version of our pitch and roll.
Right. No,
But
that's
it's more
cool.
fun on here.
Well, yeah, that too. And, you know, if you got a co-pilot, you know, they can kind of
Correct.
chime in on there and see what's going on. They're not always in the dark.
Yeah.
And then back here is kind of standard. We got, you know, vents for the heating, air conditioning. You got switches for the windows, some USB charging ports, 115 wall outlet. And the rest of it back here is pretty straightforward. Dome light, speakers. You know, it does have a roll cage that rolls through the back here because the top comes off of this.
Correct.
Seats are fairly comfortable. I mean, I've only been back here for, you know, a few minutes, but they're kind of firm but still soft. So no, it looks pretty good. You got some really nice looking door handles here. Got kind of a brushed aluminum finish to them. So, all right, Eric. Well, thanks for showing us around the
no
command
problem.
center here.
No problem.
And I mean, it really looks like it with all the little gadgets and stuff going on in here. I mean, it looks like a cockpit almost.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like it. You get out on the trail and you're moving buttons and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, it can get a little overwhelming maybe for the first time first time.
Right.
Once you get it going, it's like, oh, okay, that's easy.
Just like anything else, the more often that you use
Right.
it, the more familiar you're with it. Thanks for giving us a little tour of the inside. And
Well, you're very welcome.
all right, well, we'll look around this thing a little bit more. All right, so now we're at the back of the Gladiator here, and which really makes up what it is, the bed. The you know, it's a pickup Jeep, basically.
Correct.
So I'm looking, it's got a nice bed liner material on here. That's always a plus. It, you know, kind of helps things from shifting around or falling over and banging, chipping the paint, stuff like that. And it's real durable until you're trying to slide something out. then it's really working too good.
Yes.
But so anyways, real quick, let's go ahead and just lift it. Wow, that's light too. That's a really light tailgate.
It's aluminum.
So basically, you know, we got the recovery points here. It comes factory with the 7-way and the 4-way receiver, backup camera. I really like the two-tone here on the logo. That's cool. It's got a brake light, you know, right there. And this is yeah, that's cool. So it's like not a spring assist, but
it's dampened.
It's dampened. That's the word I was looking for.
Right.
Right.
And one of the big points Jeep made about this tailgate is you can stick this here for your motorcycles.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a 45-degree or 40 or 45-degree angle for motorcycles.
Oh, that's a
So
good
that
idea.
was one of the
That way
biggest-
you're not trying to use like a ratchet strap or something to kind of half hold that tailgate up.
Exactly. And that was done specifically for motorcycles.
I hate thinking ahead a little bit there. Right on. There's a couple of tie down points right here. As I can see, there's a couple lights. We'll get some pictures in a minute. And then up there, you can see you got the molly rack up in there. High lift, small shovel, recovery gear bag.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, and I've said this before. I think I've said it on all my videos here. Is those high lifts, man? They're worth their weight. You know, some people don't like them. They say they're dangerous, but you know, they can be.
They are kind of sketchy if you got them in the wrong place. But they've saved me a couple of times.
Right.
They've got my buddy unstuck, and they got me unstuck in a tire change in a bad situation.
I have a video of that, how to break down your tire using the high lift, so that if you need to swap tires for whatever reasons on the trail, you know, that it helps. And there's all kinds of attachments for them.
Correct.
You're using the pull stumps, fence posts, stretch fence wire. They even have one you can split wood with it.
I have not seen that.
So anyways, those are always good to have. And I like that system. It's up, it's out of the way.
Now, I recently purchased that. That's made by JCR.
Okay.
And they make a whole bunch of molly panels because you can get them for the front. You can get them both sides.
Oh, okay.
They also make a molly panel rack that goes in on the roof too if you want one.
Okay.
And they also make one that goes by your driver's side. They call it a banana holder, but actually you put your pistol in there in states where it's legal to carry.
Right. All right, that's cool. And then this cover you have, was this factory or did you get this after?
I recently put this on.
Okay.
It is a Mopar option.
Okay.
The factory one is a snap one. This is one of the upgraded ones that you get through Mopar Parts, and of course, it's like I said, it's covered with the vehicle now too because it's
Oh, and I noticed that that's a little slider on the back window there.
Correct.
Is that power or manual?
No, it's not. It's manual because the top is removable.
Oh, that's right, because these tops come on.
Correct.
That's right. Well, you have to forgive me for that because these things are new. I'm not real up on these Gladiators. But real quick, here, let's flip this back because I was checking this out when we opened it. But man, that's pretty easy. And then these are just the latches right here. These come down and they're spring loaded. This little clip right here latches into here, and then it's pretty secure once this thing's down.
Correct.
Yeah, that's I mean, you'd really have to try hard to get into one of these things. But
Yeah.
I like the.
And
Got
it's
a couple bows in there, so it's nice and.
and it's lighter than a hard
Yeah,
cover.
oh, definitely.
And it's soft and it's light and it's easily removable. So if you've got your buddy calls you, hey, can you remove a refrigerator? So
So you can easily take it off
Right.
and stow it somewhere else, and then move your buddy's refrigerator. Then you can put it right back on again and put your stuff back in and have it protected.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I was noticing these lights. This is cool. It's like they kind of changed it up, redid but not the typical Jeep lights,
Correct.
you know, back here. So
Correct.
that's cool.
This vehicle was optioned with the Jeep LED lighting package.
Oh,
so
right,
it's got
right.
the LED headlights. All the lights are LED and they are nice and bright.
Oh yeah, and I've said this before in my other videos. Anytime that I have to change a light bulb, if I can upgrade it to LED, I do.
Correct.
It's not so much for the longevity, the life of the span of the bulb, but like you said, it's just it's a lot brighter, it's a lot clearer. They don't use as much power, so if you leave them on, you know, your parking lights for a couple of hours while you stop someplace on the trail with your buddies or whatever, you don't have to worry about the draw on them or anything
Right.
like that, or them getting hot. I've
Correct.
seen that happen before, where man, the guys are like riding their, you know, the guy at the foot of the brake, not even realizing it on the trail for hours and hours. That thing will get hot.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I've heard a guy melting tail lamps on
Right.
Vehicles that have incandescent light bulbs.
Right. So
Come a long way.
all right, Eric. Well, you know, we went around the Jeep here and showed us all your cool little upgrades you've done. But so far, everything seemed to be, you know, the Mopar factory upgrade stuff. Is there any aftermarket stuff that you've done?
Well, yes, I've done the Synergy track bar brace down.
Oh yeah, I see it right there.
Track bar brace down here. I've done a track bar brace on every Jeep I've ever owned.
Right.
It just tightens up the frame. It just tightens up the steering box. I'm not saying that Jeeps are weak or anything like that, but it's a one upgrade I've done in every Jeep I've had, whether it's a Grand Cherokee, a Wrangler, or a regular Cherokee.
Right.
It is something I recommend on all
I've
vehicles that have a
noticed
track
it
bar.
on a lot of the Jeeps that I've interviewed and stuff I've seen on the trail. I've even installed a couple myself. That, you know, that especially I'm gonna do a little shout out here for Synergy. That bracket just seems to help, like you said, tie everything together.
Correct.
It just it's a key feature that I
Mm-hmm.
think pretty much you're going to probably end up changing out that track bar anyway at some point.
Correct, I
But
will.
I think that right there is going to be that starting point that's really going to help.
Correct.
That you're really going to notice.
Correct.
things
Like
with.
Michael says, that's the starting point. Anytime you do a lift on any type of vehicle, make sure, if you can't afford the track bar, at least do the track bar brace.
Right.
It tightens everything up from all the flexing.
Yeah, and it's a bit beefier than the stock one.
Correct.
So that's going to help
Correct.
in that. Real quick, I noticed you have the stock cam style hood latches on here.
Mm-hmm.
These ones are actually a little different. These aren't the rubber ones like they were
Right.
prior, and probably not getting any hood flutter with these guys.
I get no hood flutter. These are specially designed, and there's a little secret a lot of people don't know about. If you flip this down, you will see these cutouts.
Okay.
That's for your winch cable.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. So I do have a bumper on order from a friend of mine, and I'm putting the aftermarket bumper, which I will be able to add a winch at a later date. But when you need to have your winch controller cable, you run it through here, and that's what this is specifically designed for by the Jeep. The Jeep engineers got smart. So you run it through here and run your cable up and over and into your cab.
Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Usually those are afterthoughts.
Correct.
So
They're usually afterthoughts.
Jeep stepped their game up on this one a little bit, and they cut out the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
that's kind of cool. We'll get a couple pictures. We'll throw it in here in a minute. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Right on, Eric. All right, folks. Thanks again, Eric. This was great showing us around your Gladiator here, buddy. This thing is awesome. I'd love to see it on the trail sometime. And you guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, because we got a whole bunch more of these things coming. I was telling Eric here about I got 4 or 5 more guys that are just chomping at the bit to do these things. I think it's really cool to kind of see what everybody has, you know, how it came about, where they got it, what they plan on doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun. It's a little different than just bouncing down the trail all day. I got some of those coming though. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Remember, be safe. We'll see you on the trail.
Take care.
Alrighty, let's see this thing go.